Hello, welcome, welcome. I will be showing you in the next couple of videos how to start playing drums from square one. Whether it's gonna be like a lot of things that I'm gonna go over in terms of like everything. So at any level you could benefit or learn something. Um, I know I have been playing a lot, but mostly like by myself. I don't think anyone has seen me play drums in the past 4 years, 3 years, something like that. But you know, I could still play. Um, Hopefully, you guys were able to pick everything up from this microphone. But I could still play, and there was a lot of things that I have to self-teach myself because I had left the United States and went to Germany for the army. But during that time, I was still, I made sure to bring my sticks everywhere I go. These sticks are old, like the oldest pair ever. But I brought this with me to the army, through basic training, through AIT, through my duty station in Germany, and I'm back, and I want to play drums. So, firstly, how to grip the sticks. This was the first lesson. Depending on what instrument you're gonna play, right? If you're gonna play bass drum, you're gonna be holding it. I don't know if I can see that this way. You're gonna be holding it like this in a V shape. As you can tell, I don't really play match grip that much. Not really too comfortable with the match grip, but yeah. First, how to grip the drumsticks, right? For traditional grip, which is what snare drummers usually hold it. Yeah, see that? If you can mirror this just by looking at it, that's great, right? But for those who can't have longer fingers, just like myself, kind of struggled at first. I will hold it like with the death grip like this, or I would hold it like something like this, or slowly, but throughout the years, I started to pay attention to the way how I'm gripping the stick, and this is how I grip it, right? I know y'all see my bottom fingers usually like come off from the stick. That's mostly because I'm able to grip it using the rebound and this little pocket right here. But to start with that, right? First you wanna have your hand straight. Kinda like if you've ever been in the military, you know. But I can't really show it, but have your arm straight, 90, right here on your side. Have this straight. I know from your angle it's probably like it looks like this, but for me it's straight because I have a top-down view, right? You're gonna grab the stick, open your thumb up, roughly like there's a balance point. The way you find the balance point is by just letting it drop. And when you see that, if you're down here, for example, it's just gonna die. And if you're up here, obviously you're just gonna like try to not bounce. You're gonna find like a little pocket here area right here, which is roughly here. You see those bounces? That's where you want it, right? Put that here. Close it, right? You're gonna separate your fingers, so in half. So these two, right, are gonna go on top. These two are gonna go on the bottom. I'm gonna make some minor adjustments for comfortability, and there you go, right? So before even getting to playing, I want you to just hold it from here. This is called a fulcrum, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you're gonna hold it here, right? You're just gonna get used to feeling that bounce, right? Right? So it's literally the same thing. Only difference is that these fingers add additional support, so that the this doesn't like flop everywhere while you're playing, right? You don't have to just use bounce too. You could keep your fingers on there, so you could get heavier hits, right? Or you could also play like this. There's some people that like it when you use more bounce, and then there's some people that don't. I learned that it's whatever makes you comfortable. I see it. I seen it done both ways, where there's people playing literally with their fingers off the stick, and I see it with people playing with the fingers on the stick. You want to learn both for, being versatile, but whichever makes you comfortable is the way to go, right? For your match grip, I went over to the left first because I know most people they struggle with the left with the traditional grip. So, but now the match grip, there's also some technique with the match grip. It's identical to the left one, but it's different, right? So only only these two fingers is gonna grip the stick for now, right? You're gonna want to make that V shape. See that V shape that I'm making with my thumb and my knuckle index finger? I'm gonna make that V shape. Then you're just gonna wrap everything around it. Now, when some people start playing drums, right? They tend to. This is something I struggle with myself, which is why I know. But they tend to hold it a little bit inward, or maybe halfway here, right? Which it isn't necessarily a bad thing, but there's drum lines out there that they would prefer this or fully in like this. Um, I feel like this is more natural because it's kind of like not a neutral grip, but it's supernated, no pronated. I mean pronated grip here, and it keeps your arm straight. You don't get any aches on your wrist while you're playing, right? And you get the up and down stick path. If you have it here and you're trying to use wrist, you see that. If you have it, well, this is where I'm at. If you have it here, if you have it here, yeah. I mean, you guess you could go up and down, but this is mostly for like using your fingers, right? But you want it here. Well, I want it here. But it's whatever is comfortable for you, right? So with this hand, you're gonna do the same thing that you did with the left to get comfortable. If you feel like it's, just try to get comfortable with just the two fingers, right? You're gonna you can feel the little bounce on the palm, but basically the palm is being replaced by the surface. So that's what you should feel, right? And then you start incorporating fingers, right? Slowly. Notice how I'm not really using my fingers that much, which you could do, right? But for learning purposes, try to use your wrists and develop those muscles. Because once you incorporate those fingers, you have a lot more muscles to work with your fingers, so it's a little bit easier. Focus on just that wrist. Um, the next thing to learn after you get comfortable, right? And this is me, how I learned. This is based off my personal experience. Is how to control the bounce. And by the bounce, I mean like the rebound, because it's gonna bounce when you hit it, right? But you want to control that. So what you could do is just start playing with that. Just hit it, and then let it bounce forward, right? And for this one, it's gonna bounce up, right? And then what I mean about controlling that rebound is catching that rebound and having it have it push it to get another hit. You're gonna know what I'm talking about when you feel it, right? So boom, boom. You push it either with your fingers or with your fulcrum. Fulcrum. So and an exercise you could do for that is forgot the name of it. I could just play it, but I forgot the name of it. I learned it a long time ago. It's right. Um, but yeah, that's uh that's basically it for a beginning. Focus on that rebound, on that wrist control, and that grip. Once you get that grip, that traditional grip down pack, and you feel like you're comfortable, uh, you could do 8 on the hand, right? Right. Once you get comfortable with that, doubles, single strokes. So it's another exercise you could do. It's just single, 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 double, 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 right? Um, get used to that, and then you're ready to move on to learning patterns and rudiments, right? Rudiments, I feel like you could break all, I think it's like 42 or 41, something like that. You could break all of them down into 3 different categories, right? You have the single ones, right? Single stroke roll, right? Oh shit. This surface is not the best to play on, but single strokes, right? And that will cover like I don't know how many amount single. And you have the double strokes. Hold on, somebody's calling me.